I love Indiana Jones. I'm so excited to dive into this and talk about it. And Tomb Raider is my excuse, because when I watched the first Lara Croft Tomb Raider, it just reminded me a lot of Indiana Jones. With the new one coming out, it's an excuse, okay? It's an excuse. I'm jumping on it. Indiana Jones, let's do this. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my ranking of the Indiana Jones movies worst to best. I hate putting that worst to best title in front of Indiana Jones. It's Indiana Jones! I'm ranking these movies because we got Tomb Raider coming out here real soon, and the first time I watched Lara Croft Tomb Raider, I went, wow, kind of reminds me a little bit of Indiana Jones. Like they're going for an Indiana Jones vibe here or something. So with the new Tomb Raider going out, I thought I would jump on that as an excuse to talk about one of my favorite franchises of all time, Indiana Jones. How would you rank these four movies? Let me know in the comments. And should there be a fifth? Should there? Let me know that too in the comments. Number 4, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yeah, sadly, this one is my least favorite of the Indiana Jones movies. But I don't hate on this movie like it seems like everybody else hates on it. In some ways, it feels like it's a bandwagon to jump on to just hate this movie. My reason for putting this in last place is because it has some really dumb things in it. I mean, dumb thing number 1, the refrigerator. I mean, I think as a universe, we just agreed that refrigerator scene is dumb. I mean, it's Indiana Jones, okay? So, yes, you're supposed to be able to let go. It's an adventure movie. It's not about reality. You're supposed to be able to have fun with this. I get that. But that refrigerator scene tests the boundaries of anything that I'm willing to believe for Indiana Jones. I mean, let's just assume that the lead protected him from the blast and didn't turn it into a microwave and cook him on the inside. So let's pretend that didn't happen. And let's pretend he wouldn't break every dang bone in his body when the refrigerator hit the ground with the sheer velocity with which it hit the ground and rolled and tumbled. Okay, let's just go ahead and take a moment and pretend none of that would have killed him. It's a nuclear blast. He would have been poisoned by radiation, all right? I'm sorry. He is not walking away from that under no circumstance unless he's a cartoon character. And I don't want to see my Indiana Jones as a cartoon character. Number 2, Shia LaBeouf and the monkeys. Gosh, I didn't like that scene at all, him swinging with the monkeys. And then I felt like it was kind of anticlimactic with the aliens at the end where they put the skull on the thing and they all combined into one body and what's-her-face burned up. Like, I don't know. The symbolism there is kind of interesting. It's a serpentine-looking alien, the serpent in the Garden of Eden, promising the knowledge between good and evil, that knowledge burning mankind. So she got burned up? I don't know. Maybe I'm making a connection where there is no connection. Point is that ending to me was a little anticlimactic. UFO scene, though, rising up out of the ground and disappearing to the space between spaces, that looked really cool. But the fact that we had it covered up, they're not aliens, they're interdimensional beings. That's still an alien! It's an extraterrestrial! You're not escaping that! So just call it a freaking alien, because a space between spaces thing, that was weird. What was that? Putting that stuff aside, the stuff that I did not like about the movie, what I loved about the movie, it was Indiana Jones. And it was Indiana Jones back. The alien plot didn't bother me at all. I mean, this was in the 50s. You had 1947. You had Roswell. You had the alien thing starting. You had the UFO sighting starting. You had alien movies starting. It fit. It fit the genre. It fit the time. It fit the whole concept. It fit it nicely to do an alien-themed plot. And I think with Indiana Jones, it fits nicely that it's the ancient astronaut theory. Because he's not just chasing aliens. It has to be some sort of artifact because he's an adventurer archaeologist. So it's this crystal skull, which is like real parts of our history. Weird things where people shaping their skulls to look like they're gods and things like that. So, you know, that is like, that's a thing. And so they're just taking that thing and he's following this archaeological evidence. So like, I thought they did a really good job and they had a lot of fun with stuff like that. Cate Blanchett didn't really bother me so much with her accent. She really wasn't that bad of a villain. I thought that was a cool scene where he's looking into the eyes of the skull and, you know, I don't know. I just thought stuff like that was cool. Bringing back Marion Ravenwood. My gosh, what a brilliant move. She is not only the best Indiana Jones girl, it was just awesome to bring her back and let her be the conclusion of the story. We might get a fifth one, so it might not be the conclusion of the story. But still, to have them get married, and for all we knew, that being the ending of the story, I thought that was a really good ending. So, like, it was really cool to bring her back because I just thought she just fits that character well. She is a great play off of Harrison Ford. The whole thing with Shia LaBeouf being his son didn't bother me either. So a lot of things like that didn't bother me. Overall, it did feel like an Indiana Jones movie to me. It just has some things in it that I thought were particularly dumber than other things that have existed in the other Indiana Jones movies, but it wasn't bad. It's just not the best. Number 3, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. This one, even from my childhood, it just felt off pattern to me. It just felt like it was off, and it was never my favorite. However, now that I've said that, every time I watch it, I have fun with it. I mean, what's not to have fun with? I mean, you have Short Round. That character is freaking hilarious. That opening scene where Indiana Jones is poisoned and the guys want the diamond and the diamond gets lost in the ice and the balloons and all the stuff on the floor, and Willie is going around looking for the diamond, he's going around looking for the cure, and all this stuff keeps getting kicked out of their reach. That scene is just incredibly fun. I love that opening scene for Temple of Doom. There's just a lot of fantastic moments scattered throughout the movie that make it really fun, but it's also incredibly dark. It's weird because I feel like in some ways Temple of Doom was a lot funner than Raiders of the Lost Ark, but in other ways, it was way darker. But overall, like, it's not a bad movie, and it's a movie that I can still watch and still enjoy because it's Indiana Jones. A lot of fun things to be had with that movie, but still when I watch it, it feels like it's a little off pattern to me, and it just doesn't, I don't know, it's just not my favorite. Number 2, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's a lot of people cringing right now that this is not my number 1. You know what? I understand why they're cringing. Because Raiders of the Lost Ark is flippin' epic! Oh my gosh! I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. Who doesn't love the beginning where he has to flip out the statue with the sand, which sets off the entire traps and all that crazy stuff, the boulder chasing him, then he still has to give up the statue, then he's chased by all the tribespeople as they're throwing spears at him, he gets on the plane, and the one thing he's actually afraid of is the snake on a plane. I'd be afraid of that too. I don't like snakes, and when they're on a plane and I cannot escape it, what is there to do? That's a nightmare situation. I'm with you, Indiana Jones. I'm with you. Marion Ravenwood was just like the perfect Indiana Jones girl. Like, she just fit his character. Like, she was a strong, awesome character. And so it was really cool to see her partnered with Indiana Jones in this. The whole scene where he and Marion are locked together in that like underground tomb area where the Ark of the Covenant was, and all the snakes on the ground, Indiana Jones' greatest fear. I'm with you, Indiana Jones. That's horrible. No, I can't. Nope. I can't even think about it. I think some of my favorite stuff, though, is where you have, like, the Ark of the Covenant almost as its own character. Like, there it is on board the Nazi sub, and up comes that rat, and then you hear the vroom, vroom, and the rat's like, whoa, whoa, and then the Nazi symbol burns off the box. Gosh. Now, I don't understand how Indiana Jones knew don't look at the Ark when the Nazis were opening it, because there's only one command in the Bible, and that is don't touch the Ark. You put the poles in there and you carry it. That's the biblical command. There is no biblical command not to look at it. So I don't know what history he's looking at. I don't know what lore he's looking at. But whatever. Who cares? It's Indiana Jones. Free pass. He gets to know the truth. Don't look at it! And they close their eyes and the ghosties come out. Probably that was the most unbiblical aspect of a biblical artifact in this movie. The ghosties coming out. But whatever. It melted Nazis and it sucked their ashes into the Ark. And then boom. Lid comes down shut. Gosh. That is a great movie. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is my number 1, and that one has to be my number 1. Now, the first reason has nothing to do with the movie. It is all nostalgia. Not only was it the first Indiana Jones movie I saw, it's probably one of the first 2 or 3 movies I ever saw on the big screen. I was young, and I remember when my mom took me to see this, she's like, we're going to go see Indiana Jones. I didn't know what that was, so I called it Anna Jones, and I was excited because, you know, she said he was a cowboy, and, I mean, look at his hat. That's awesome. So I was just excited to see Anna Jones, the cowboy. And so thinking that's what I was going to get, and what I got was Indiana Jones, the great adventurer archaeologist. My pea brain could not handle the sheer awesomeness that was The Last Crusade. It has been My favorite Indiana Jones movie from that time until now. And I can't decide what's not to like about this movie, because there is nothing to not like. There is everything to like about this movie. I mean, everything. It has that great epic opening that shows us Indiana Jones' character, where he got his fear of snakes, where all of that stuff came from. And all of that was just so fun and so brilliant. We move from all of that stuff to him getting to his dad. Oh my gosh, bringing Sean Connery in here as Henry Jones was brilliant. Their whole dynamic together, their whole chemistry together. The fact that you go and look at the other Indiana Jones movies and you see what a confident and capable man Indiana Jones is, but now that he's faced with his father, he's just like you and me. He wants to impress his dad. And so, like, he feels inadequate next to his dad, so he's trying to show his dad that he's impressive. Oh my gosh. And Henry Jones is just hilarious, and I love the beach scene where the plane is coming at them, and Henry Jones takes out his umbrella and chases the birds. And the birds fly up at the plane, and the birds knock down the plane. My face is about to melt as I'm just describing all the things that I love about this movie. I love Indiana Jones studying his dad's journal, having his dad's journal, understanding his dad's heart, going through the trials. And understanding his dad's heart was the key, because he had to look at the notes and add that heart to the notes. The wise man is humble, kneel, and then he doesn't get his head cut off. Walking in the footsteps of God. Letters. The name of God. Oh dear. In the Latin, Jehovah spelled with an I. Was it Latin? Whatever language it was an I. So, you know, he had to get that right. And then the actual leap of faith that he had to take, it was all just... Oh, I love these movies. I just absolutely love the Indiana Jones movies. That's my ranking. I do not regret it. So how would you rank all 4 of these Indiana Jones movies? Let me know that in the comments. Also, are you excited for Tomb Raider? Tomb Raider was my excuse to rank Indiana Jones. First time I watched the Lara Croft Tomb Raider, it just reminded me of Indiana Jones. Whatever, that's all the excuse I need to jump on this and talk about some of my favorite adventure movies ever. Are you excited for Tomb Raider? Let me know those things in the comments. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian and hit the bell next to the subscribe button. That way you're notified for the next movie review I drop, like Tomb Raider. So get my view on that coming out here real soon, and is it worth seeing? So I'm going to be dropping a review on that. So make sure you hit the subscribe button for that, for my ranking videos, for my theological analyses, and other great videos that I do here. Check all those out. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.